Hey everyone, for some reason I just feel like doing makeup on camera today, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not doing anything special, just going to be a neutral eye, and I decided I'm going to use the Naked 2 palette. So let me get started. Oh, actually before I get started, just so you know, on my face right now, my moisturizer of choice is coconut oil. I like it all over as a shower oil, like after bath oil or whatever, but I put a little bit on my face too. And they say that coconut oil is supposed to help lighten up, I guess, dark spots and stuff like that. So I guess I'm not too shabby right now, because I have had, like, you know, you get a pimple or whatever and sometimes it will take forever for it to lighten up, but I think my skin has been getting better. So yeah, but anyway, let me get started. So I'm going to be using the Naked 2 palette, but before I get there I need to prime my eyes. Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I actually put some in my brow too, because when I fill in my brows I fill them in with eyeshadow. So I want to make sure everything stays where it's supposed to be. I prefer to use a darker brown in my crease, and this palette is kind of messed up, but I'm going to be using this brown here from my Ofra Cosmetics. What's the name of this palette called? Ofra Professional Makeup. So I like using that brown, and lately I've been applying the color to my crease first before I get to the rest of the eyeshadow color. And I need my trusty mirror so I can see. Do my Naked 2 palette. Whoops. I'm going to use Chopper. I like that color. So I'm going to use that on most of the eyelid. Keep a paper towel with me because I'm constantly wiping off my brush, which is why you saw this. I'm constantly wiping off my brush so I can apply a different color. I don't use a bunch of different brushes. This is the brush that was in the palette. So, okay. Now on the outer corner, I'm going to use Busted. I still haven't used that all over my eye, but that's a really nice color. I like it a lot. I'm going to use Tease to blend out the crease a little bit. So above the crease, I'm going to blend out the harsh lines with, I've mentioned this in a previous video, I believe, with Foxy. This color is so very light, but it works as a blending color. I was thinking it was going to come out ashy, and I'm sure if I wore it all over my eye it would look ashy, but as far as blending out the edges, it works great. Which reminds me, I still haven't been able to do anything with Virgin in the original Urban Decay palette. That's just sitting there. Alright, so next I'm going to apply my eyeliner. And I've been using Perversion, the Color Perversion by Urban Decay. I had gotten this in the palette a while ago and I had stopped using it. I don't know why. But I found it and I'm like, ooh, let me use this. So, let me see if I can, I'm not sure if I can apply this on camera. I'm not that good at it, let's see. And I like it because the tip is really, really, really fine. Tight line my eyes. It makes the lash line appear darker, so you kind of run the eyeliner underneath. And when you make the lash line appear darker, your lashes look better in general. It gives the illusion. So my mineralized skin finish powder by MAC, and it's in dark. A lot of times I've noticed this when you go to the MAC counter, and it's happened at different MAC counters, they'll fit you with the wrong color of this powder, because they first gave me, when I started wearing it some years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, they first gave me deep dark, and deep dark has red undertones, and that was not working for me. So come to find out, the dark is warm tone, so it looks better. Anyway, yeah, and I've been, oh, here it is. They changed their packaging, but yeah, so I've been using this, and I don't know, I've been using it with a blush brush. So yeah, that's just me. I don't know if it's laziness, or maybe I just like the way this brush is on. I think that's most likely it. So I use the same brush for my blush. So but yeah, I'm gonna apply this. Start under the eye, and because I don't I mean, I have done like a perfect look with like my Lucy Minerals foundation and everything, but that's not something that I particularly like, to have the perfect face, because I'm not perfect, and I don't want anyone to see me without my makeup on and be like, who the hell is that? So I know a lot of people use this powder on top of foundation and stuff like that, but I just want light coverage, and this is my summertime thing. You know, when you get a little darker, I put this on. I don't think I got a tan yet, but I use this in the summertime. Less coverage, less perfect, all that good stuff. And then in the wintertime, I tend to go back to the Lucy Minerals because I'm more pale, and but yeah, that's like a more coverage, and you can use it as concealer and stuff, but I just want light coverage. I don't have to be perfect because I am not perfect, so I just want to not look like I just rolled out of bed. This stuff is going to be my brows, and like I said, I have been using eyeshadow. I have used pencils in the past, but they look less natural. As far as using the shadow, I guess the better my moisturizer looks on my face is, the more natural the shadow looks. Because if my face is like real wet and dewy and, you know, like oil slick and all of that, it's going to go on real dark and look kind of harsh, like getting into the territory of like Sharpie marker, and I don't want to do that. That's how you do your stuff, that's your business, but that's not the look I'm going for. So I still use this brush that I got from my MAC brush set like years ago. And before I used to use like a brown shadow, and then I did brown and black, but now I just do black because it seems like the brown, I think, is still too light on me. But you just have to make sure you don't put on the black too harsh. I'm using MAC's Carbon. Sometimes I use the black that is in my Ofra Cosmetics palette, just I guess a matte black, and I kind of just do this on it. I don't do too much. I just tap it in there and proceed to fill in my brows. So I don't try to do anything different than what my brow shape is. I just want to fill it in and make it look like I'm not sick. Because when I do eye makeup and I have like no eyebrows, somebody tries to wonder like, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you okay? I'm okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna trace in. I used to do the whole concealer brow thing, but I want a more softer look, a more natural look. And a lot of people with their concealer brows, yeah, I shouldn't see the line of concealer underneath. You should blend that in, and a lot of people forget that or don't realize that it shows up on camera, especially when you're using flash. It was even I had noticed it big time on this picture of Lauryn Hill. I don't even know what magazine it would have been from, but now that I'm into makeup and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I can really see the concealer, and it shouldn't be like, well, that's my opinion anyway. You should really blend that in. I mean, it shouldn't look obviously drawn in. So I used to do it, but not anymore. So I mean, it did help to shape it when I did the concealer brows. You know, you can shape it with the brush and everything, but I think I've gotten pretty good with filling them in, so I don't need to really. So I think that's going to be all for now. So I just fill them in. I fill in what's there. I go with the shape of my brows. I don't try to do anything different. I don't try to match the brows together because both of my brows aren't shaped the same, and that's perfectly fine. So, all right, next up, I'm going to do some blush. I typically have been using Dolce Pink by Milani, which is this, and come to find out, apparently it's a pretty decent dupe for Orgasm by NARS. I've never bought any NARS products. I had no idea that it was a dupe until one of my friends was like, yeah, I bought this and I bought NARS, because she bought this because of me, but she ended up liking how this showed up on her better. So keep that in mind. It's like $8 at the drugstore. But so Milani had a sale, well, not Milani had a sale, but the drugstore had a sale on this particular color by Milani. It is Coralina, and it looks like this. And I've always eyed it up, but I've never bought it until it was on sale. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that with my same brush because that's just how I do. Okay. I told you I don't use a lot of brushes. I really don't. All right, so I'm going to apply. At this point, I would probably, on the daily, sometimes I forget to put on my mascara. I'm not, I don't know, I guess I'm not that big on lashes. I mean, I like lashes, but I don't need them to take over anything. I have ample lashes on my own, so I sometimes forget the mascara. But since I just reminded myself, I'm going to do some mascara. I have this Dior show over here, and like I said, this stuff is expensive, so I feel like I should wear it every day. Put this on. This Dior show is blue, as you can see. So you can see a little bit of the blue in this light. Makes it a little bit interesting. You could stop there, or you could line the bottom of your lid. Let me see, do I feel like it? Because I did bring out, I thought I brought out a pencil. Yeah, I did. Blue, this is by Urban Decay. Deviant. I did bring in a lip gloss in here. Hang on. Nude Peach by NYX. So it's a color that doesn't make me look like Ashy Larry. You know how some people with their nude lips just is not right. So yeah, it's subtle. And yeah, so keeping it simple. This is a bandana that I got from Walmart for $1, and it is Memorial Day weekend. It is, ooh, let me stick this up in here. This came loose. You tuck it in for a bow effect. So that's what I did. And I rocked a couple other bows this week. I did post one on my Instagram. Okay, so yeah, everybody thinks it's a headband, but it's a bandana. And yeah, red, white, and blue, perfect for Memorial Day weekend. And yeah, I think I'm done. So yeah, that's it. I just realized I'm forgetting something. After I looked at my face in the mirror, I typically do a brow highlight. Nothing too frosty. And still in the Naked 2 palette, Booty Call. If you apply it lightly, it's pretty decent for the brow highlight. So I'm going to do that with this side of the brush. Just tap it in here a little bit. I blow the brush because I don't want too much on it. But I do just a little bit. Also, a good highlighter for the brows is like a, I guess the highlighter that you do on your face above your blush and all of that. Because I have one from one of my Ofra Cosmetics palettes, and I use that as well. It's a nice little light golden highlight. So, but this Booty Call, I couldn't tell you what color it is, but it works. It's not too frosty, even though this side went on a little thicker, but just blend it in a little bit. So you don't want it to be too frosty. I notice a lot of people do that and it's not a good look in my opinion. But so yeah, you just want to do it, I guess, where the light kind of catches it right there. That's how I started doing my highlighter, because I noticed when I didn't have any makeup on, the light would hit me right there and it would make a nice little, like, oh, that's where you highlight. Highlight where the light hits you, but don't do anything extra, okay? That's my tip. Don't be extra. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So yeah, got my brow highlight and now I'm ready to go. All right, I'll talk to you later. Peace.